Good afternoon. This is I want to welcome everyone this evening, especially those that are retiring and our employees, others that are here to support you in your retirement, the families that are with you this evening, and the friends for attending today. It's a good day. This is one of those things. Teacher of the Year and retirements are good times, celebration. We have some board members with us today. We have our Vice Chair, Mr. Terry Hodge. He's here today. And Mr. Jeff Jordan is here with us. And we have a couple of commissioners with us this afternoon, and Mr. Doug Schaefer and Mr. Pettis Reed is with us this afternoon. I've seen at least a couple of city people, too. Ron Washington is here, I think. I've seen him. And Madeline Scales Harris is also here. I've seen her this evening. Have I left anyone else out? I've seen this evening. Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate that and your supports for us. Before I get going, I want to take a moment to make sure everyone who is retiring appreciates the significance of this. It'll not be long before you won't have to hear about PLCs, professional learning communities, unless you choose to, I guess. You won't have to worry as much about Tennessee state standards, teacher evaluations, and the things that goes with that. But in all seriousness, it's really an honor to have you here today. There's nothing I enjoy doing more than recognizing the hardworking people that work for our system, and where you have continuously put the welfare of the boys and girls of this community above things for yourself many times. So you qualify for this. I thank you for that. Our school system is made up of lots of different employees. The quality and the effectiveness of our schools comes down to the caliber of people that work for us and what you do each and every day. Whether you teaching in the front of a classroom, you work in the office, you clean schools, prepare food in the cafeteria, you're a maintenance worker that keeps things going for us. Every one of you impacts student performance, because with all these together creates what's known as the learning environment at the school. And the learning environment at the school is what affects learning along with the teacher and just the content. So thank you for all of that. We have, I think, 29 employees that we're going to recognize today for their years of service. So collectively, if you look at the 29 that we're adding up today, there's a total of 880 years of time to improving the lives of the children in our county that deserves commendation and gratitude. So another way of saying that is we're losing a lot of talent, too. That's another way of looking at that when you have that many years of service that's here. And I know for most of you, those years, there are times that you worked that was not paid. You know, you worked at a ball game, or you worked at some other time to PTO meeting nights, many things like that you did. So it's selfless dedication of your duties. So for our retirees tonight, let's give them a hand together. I will start with that if you will. It's interesting as you read the documentation that came in for those that's retiring. It's some well-deserved time that you've earned for yourself. But some people are talking about working in the garden. Travel is one of the things that appears on a lot of them. Spend more time with families that you do. You may be grandmother or grandfather or taxi for some of those. But whatever retirement holds for you, I hope you find enjoyable for the days that are ahead. One of the, some of our variety, just an example or two that's retiring this year. One of our longest serving employees is Joe Herbert. He's retiring after 43 years today in adult education. Mr. Herbert's held a variety of positions. He coached, he was administration, ladies with adult education, to reach out in other parts of the county to work with people who did not get a degree. So I really do appreciate that. Dr. Phyllis Washington from our office, she has 40 years as an educator, secondary at this time. Mr. Leo Martin sitting over there, 38 years of experience for Leo there. He's held a number of positions and for us. He's retiring as assistant principal at Laverne Middle School. And we've got some classified employees that have spent a lot of time. Miss Carla Dalton's retiring after 30 years as an educational assistant at Buchanan Elementary School. Mr. Calvin Faulk over there is retiring after 24 years in our maintenance department. So we've got some people that spend some time with us, and that longevity makes a difference. I'm going to share some of the highlights in just a moment of some of these as we ask each one to come up. I don't want to move on without saying how indebted our community is for your commitment over the years. It's never been a more difficult time in education. It's tough. We have lots of people looking at us almost with a magnifying glass. The stakes are high for students and everyone that's employed. People are quick to point fingers and suggest new mandates in public education. But the truth is, students in Rutherford County are better prepared than ever before to compete in a global economy. And as our motto says, prepare today's students for tomorrow's opportunities. And I think we're doing a better job of that than we ever have. And I think we're having students. And what you'll really find interesting, I was looking at the Daily News Journal yesterday and was looking at just those that were going to be valedictorians. And you look where these boys and girls are going and what they're going to do, and you begin to see the impact you as collectively are having on the students of Rutherford County. So the advantage for these students is because of employees like you and devoting your lives to the school. So thank you for all you do. I'm going to ask Mr. Hodge to come up with me tonight as we pass these out. I also want to thank Miss Joyce Michaels for her work on this. With the food's good tonight and the location, so let's give Miss Michaels a hand too. She goes through this. So as I call your name, if you'll step up, please. The first name, we're going in alphabetical order. The first name is Miss Joann Bond. Ms. Bond has been with Rutherford County Schools for 41 years. She currently teaches kindergarten at John Coleman Elementary and previously has taught first and third grades at the school. In addition, she's taught at Smyrna Primary, Smyrna Elementary School. Ms. Bond has one daughter, Anna Marie Herbold. After she retires, she plans to spend time with family and friends, to travel, continue renovating her home, gardening, and work with preschool children. So you're still going to stay with the preschool some too. Thank you, Ms. Bond. Mr. J.R. Bowen. Mr. Bowen has been with Rutherford County Schools for 5 years. He's currently teaching at Laverne High School. He previously taught at Holloway High School and coached basketball. He's married to Deborah Bowen, and they have 3 children, John, Brett, and Shannon. After he retires, he plans to enter car shows with his 1975 Corvette, travel, and enjoy not having to rush around. Ooh, I bet that gets some attention at car shows, right? Congratulations, and thank you, Mr. Bowen. The next gentleman is Mr. Derek Bowman. Mr. Bowman has been with Rutherford County Schools for 40 years. He's taught various social studies classes, Thurman Francis Junior High, Central Middle, where he was a mini-school team leader, Social Studies Department Chair and sponsor of the yearbook and Beta Club. He's currently teaching Advanced Placement and Honors U.S. History at Siegel High and is the History Department Chairperson, the Advanced Placement Faculty Director, and the club sponsor for the Model United Nations. In his 40 years in education, he's been building level teacher 12 times, county level teacher of the year 3 times, and a state finalist for teacher of the year. After retirement, he plans to travel, read, rest, and catch up visiting with family and friends. Derek, we're going to miss you. Mr. Creasy, make sure you hang in there with his AP that he started. As I told him earlier to tell you, don't mess it up. Thank you, Mr. Bowen. And Susan E. Brooks. Ms. Brooks has been with Rutherford County Schools for 30 years, teaching Spanish and history at Oakland High School. She's married to Phil Brooks, and they have 3 children, Philip, Krista, and Allison. After she retires, she wants to find a job with less paperwork and spend more time with her husband and grandchildren. There is a lot of paperwork with teaching. Congratulations, Ms. Brooks. Our next one is Patricia Strong Cooey. Ms. Cooey has been with Rutherford County Schools for 40 years. She's taught physical education at Thurman Francis Arts Academy, Smyrna Primary, Buchanan Elementary, and Siegel Middle. She's married to Ron Cooey, and they have 3 sons, Adam, Michael, and his wife Diana, Philip and his wife Amy, and 5 grandchildren. After she retires, she plans to give more time to others. I won't say much about you because you know too much about me. We can go all the way back to about high school time. Congratulations, Patricia. Thank you. Tricia Curry. Miss Carmela Dalton. Ms. Dalton has been with Rutherford County Schools for 30 years as an educational assistant at Buchanan Elementary School. She's married to Isaiah Dalton. They have 1 daughter, Stephanie Dalton, and 3 granddaughters. Her sister and brother-in-law are Joyce and Reginald Stewart, and they have 1 son, Darnell. After retirement, she plans to travel and volunteer more for church activities. How many principals did you serve under, can you tell me, at Buchanan? 3? 3 principals. Congratulations, Ms. Dalton. Next one, Miss Jill Eady. Ms. Eady has been with Rutherford County Schools for 15 years. She currently serves as a behavior education assistant at Smyrna Primary School. She's also worked at Rock Springs Elementary School. She began her career working in the cafeteria at Laverne High School. She's married to Mike Eady, and they have 2 sons, Michael and wife Gwen, Brian and wife Laura, and 10 grandchildren. That'll keep you busy. Since her retirement, she's been traveling and enjoying her children and grandchildren. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Eady. Our next honoree is Rod Edwards. Mr. Edwards has been with Rutherford County Schools for 26 years as a physical education teacher. He is a softball coach and has also coached volleyball and basketball at Blackman Middle School. He was previously at Roy Waldron Elementary School, where he coached boys and girls basketball, volleyball, and baseball, and has been an assistant softball coach for Oakland High School. He is married to Tricia Edwards, and they have 2 daughters, Andrea Argo and Nicole Edwards. You've been to a lot of ball games, right? Yeah. Going to be an umpire now? No. Congratulations, Mr. Edwards. Thank you. Our next recipient is Mr. Calvin Faulk. Mr. Faulk has been with Rutherford County Schools for 24 years. He's been a custodian at Oakland High School and Rockville Elementary School. He is currently with the maintenance department in construction. And of the people in our maintenance department, you as teachers and the rest of us know, when something's not just right, our maintenance department's the people we call, and I commend you in that department for what you do, Mr. Faulk. We have some of the best schools and the best cared for schools anywhere in the state of Tennessee. Thank you for what you do. Barbara Gallagher. Ms. Gallagher has been with Rutherford County Schools for 27 years as a behavior educational assistant at Thurman Francis and Stewartsboro Elementary Schools. She's worked at Smyrna High as a special education assistant and currently serves as the CTE secretary at school. She's married to Terry Gallagher for 47 years. They have 2 daughters, Aiden Gallagher and Nikki Thompson, and 2 grandchildren. After she retires, she plans to travel and enjoy her family. Congratulations, Ms. Gallagher. Thank you. Piggy Hardison. Ms. Hardison has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 26 years. She's been a custodian, served on the food service staff, and was the food service manager at Thurman Francis. She retired as an inventory specialist at the central office. She is married to Mike Hardison. They have 1 son, Daniel Hardison, and since her retirement, she's enjoyed traveling. Going to continue to travel? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Hardison. Next recipient is Carol Hawkins. Ms. Hawkins has been with Rutherford County Schools for 31 years. She taught 5th grade and special education at Buchanan Elementary, special education at Barfield Elementary, and is currently a special education resource inclusion teacher at Christiana Middle School. She's married to Tim Hawkins, and they celebrate 39 years of marriage in May. They have 1 daughter, Elizabeth, and 3 sons, Patrick, David, Stuart, and his wife, Stephanie, who are expecting their first child in August. That's going to be fun, isn't it? After retirement, she plans to travel, read, spend time with family, and continue to work in education at the college level, working with future teachers. She was a great teacher and student herself. Congratulations and thank you. And thank you, Ms. Hawkins. And now Mr. Joe Herbert. Mr. Herbert's been with the Rutherford County Schools for 43 years. He taught and was a basketball coach at Kettner School, served as an assistant principal and volleyball coach at Riverdale High, as the principal of Kettner School, and as the coordinator of adult education for Rutherford County Schools. He's been married to Catherine Herbert for 40 years. They have 4 sons, 1 daughter, and 7 grandchildren. After he retires, he plans to rest, travel, and enjoy life with his wife and family. I'm going to tell this, Mr. Herbert. Miss Catherine back there was trying to get him to work long enough to get the kitchen remodeled, but he gave up. Congratulations, Mr. Herbert. Miss Frankie Holland. Ms. Holland has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 42 years. She's taught 4th grade at Smyrna and David Urey Elementary Schools, taught Title I reading and math at Roy Waldron Elementary School. She is currently working with the Atlas program in Title I at the central office. She's 2 sons, Jamie and DJ, a daughter-in-law, Lucretia, and daughter Danis, a son-in-law, Michael, and 5 grandchildren. She says retirement is a leap of faith for her, and so she is not sure yet what she is going to be doing. Ms. Holland helped break me in as my first year as a principal, right? Thank you, Ms. Holland. Next honoree is Lisa Carol Kettner. Ms. Kettner has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 30 years and has taught kindergarten at Rockvale and Christiana Elementary Schools and second grade at Barfield Elementary. She is married to Kurt D. Kettner, and they have 3 children, Paige, Kyle and his wife Jessica, Kendra and her husband Justin Wesson, and 5 grandchildren. After she retires, she plans to continue at MTSU as an adjunct professor, continue volunteer work at the Den with inner city children, and enjoy extra time with family. God bless you in your work, working with the children. Thank you, Ms. Kettner. Miss Mary B. King. Ms. King has been with Rutherford County Schools for 30 years as an educational assistant. She's worked at McFadden, summer school at Rock Springs and Barfield, and she's retiring from Kittrell Elementary. She's married to the late Wayne King, and they have 2 sons, Mike and Mark, and his wife, Natalie. After she retires, she plans to work part-time as a healthcare sitter, be more involved in church, participate in outreach ministries, and Aglow International, work in her house and yard, and relax with a good book. I don't know when you're going to get around to the book. You got a lot of things listed. Thank you very much for your work, Ms. King. Next gentleman, Mr. Paul Mahaffey. Okay. I think Mr. Mahaffey may not be with us this evening, but he was a custodian for 22 years, worked at Riverdale and Laverne High, Cedar Grove, Rock Springs Middle. And our next recipient, Mr. Leo Martin. Mr. Martin has been with Rutherford County Schools for 38 years. He's taught and coached various sports at Smyrna, Laverne, Oakland, and Siegel High Schools. He's been an assistant principal at Smyrna and Central Middle Schools and is currently an assistant principal at Laverne Middle. He is married to Renee Martin, an assistant principal at Siegel High. They have 2 daughters, Tamara and Tabitha. After retiring, he plans to do more volunteer work at his church and in the community, continue to mentor young people, and travel at times other than fall and spring breaks. You had to pick your time. You think you might find time to go back to watch a football game or 2 in Oklahoma? You might. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Congratulations. Ms. Dolores Morris. Ms. Morris has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 38 years at Riverdale High School as a media specialist. She is married to Cecil Morris, and they have 3 children, Tara LaPointe and husband Greg, Travis Morris and wife Kimberly, Tricia Morris, and 6 grandchildren, including a set of triplets. After her retirement, she plans to travel, spend time with family and friends, and volunteer. You've seen a lot of changes in the library in 38 years, right? It really has changed. Thank you very much for your service, Ms. Morris. Our next recipient is Amy Smith. Ms. Smith has been with Rutherford County Schools for 36 years. She began her career as McFadden Elementary as an educational assistant and later became the food service manager in the cafeteria. She is currently an administrative assistant in the maintenance department. She is married to Ronnie Smith. They have 1 daughter, Tanya Bragg, and 1 grandson. After she retires, she plans to travel and spend time with her grandson. She is a lady, when you have your air conditioning's out or something's going on, so you call the maintenance department. This is one of the ladies that usually answers the phone, Miss Amy Smith. And I was talking to her boss today, Mr. Kenneth Curley. He said 94 people have applied for your position. So I'll let you know. Congratulations and thank you, Ms. Smith. Miss Patty Smotherman. Ms. Smotherman has been with Rutherford County Schools for 25 years at Eagleville School and has taught elementary, middle, and is currently the media specialist at the school. She is married to Jimmy Smotherman. They have 3 daughters, Kendra Davis, Katie Taylor, and Carol Paul. After retirement, she plans to write children's books, read and play with her grandchildren. Children's books. Thank you very much for that. You still have that love for children and teaching. Thank you, Ms. Smotherman. Appreciate that. Ms. Susan Powell Steele. Ms. Steele has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 2 years as a culinary arts teacher at Stewart's Creek High. Prior to coming to Rutherford County, she taught culinary arts for 10 years at Warren County High and 10 years at Coffee County High. She is married to Jackie Steele, a retired firefighter. They have 5 children, J.B. Davis, Josh Davis, Cheryl Singleton, Brandy Hughes, and J.J. Steele. After she retires, she plans to travel and spend time with family and friends. She's a fantastic culinary arts teacher. To get her job at Stewart's Creek High, she had to do some baking for the principal when she came in for her interview, right? Congratulations. Thank you very much. Becky Holt Thompson. Ms. Thompson has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 8.5 years. She's an autism behavior specialist working system-wide. She's married to Daniel Thompson. They have 3 children, Danny Thompson, Betsy Phillips, and Joshua Bingham, and 4 grandchildren. After retiring, she plans to travel, do more volunteer work, and spend more time with the grandchildren. Ms. Thompson, thank you for your work and your service. Congratulations. Bobine Wade. Ms. Wade has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 36 years, teaching kindergarten at John Coleman Elementary. She's married to Chalamus Wade. They have 2 children, Kamal and Anan. After retirement, she plans to travel, find a new hobby, volunteer in the community. You got any thoughts on that new hobby yet? After that long with kindergarten children? Grandchildren, that's a good hobby. That won't be a hobby. That'll become full-time almost. Thank you very much, Ms. Wade. Appreciate it. Our next recipient is Dr. Phyllis H. Washington. Dr. Washington has been with Rutherford County Schools for 34 years with a total of 40 years in education. She taught language arts at Central Middle School, was the director of student organizations and minority affairs at MTSU, and currently serves as the coordinator of secondary instruction for Rutherford County Schools. She's married to Murfreesboro City Councilman Ron Washington. They have 1 daughter, Carmel. After retirement, she plans to be a full-time wife and mother, do volunteer work, cook, garden, and sit on her back porch each morning meditating. What are you going to think about, Miss Phyllis? Drinking tea and watching the squirrels. Congratulations, Dr. Washington. Shirley Winnie Watson. Ms. Watson has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 38 years. She began her teaching career at Eagleville School and has taught various social studies classes, has been the social studies department chairperson at Riverdale High, and is currently teaching economics and sociology. She is married to Kenneth R. Watson. They have 2 sons, Daniel and wife Shannon, Dennis and wife Lauren. After retirement, she plans to enjoy her grandchildren. Daniel and Shannon are adopting a boy from South Korea, and Dennis and Lauren are expecting a baby girl in June. She and her husband would like to travel in their camper. I don't know whether you can travel with all the children coming, but thank you very much for your service. Congratulations, Ms. Watson. Donna P. Wilson. Ms. Wilson has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 16 years at Rock Springs Elementary, teaching 1st and 2nd grades. She's married to Larry D. Wilson. They have 3 sons, Craig, Michael, and Jeff. After retiring, she plans to go to the gym, sleep past 5 a.m., and the Red Cross has asked her to take CPR and ADE courses to become a volunteer teacher. Well, that will be an interesting time. Congratulations, and thank you, Ms. Wilson. And our last recipient this evening is Helen M. Young. Ms. Young has been with the Rutherford County Schools for 30 years as the bookkeeper at Walter Hill Elementary School. She's married to James Young, and they have 3 sons, 1 daughter-in-law, 2 daughters, 2 sons-in-law, and 7 grandchildren. After retiring, she plans to travel, spend time with family, work in her garden, and just enjoy life. You've kept enough books over time, right, Miss Ellen? Thank you, and congratulations to you, Ms. Young. Maybe we need to open a travel agency or something. I think everybody said that one of the things that you want to do is travel. And I know as an educator sometimes that's hard to do because you have something, the schedules that we have and the way we work. And very often summer school lately has been state training of some type, you know, that you were doing or other activities. So thank you and congratulations this evening for those of you that are retiring. Again, you'll be missed. There's a tremendous amount of talent with over 800 years of service to the Rutherford County Schools this evening. There's still some food back there, so if you'd like to get another bite before you leave, we ask them to leave it here this evening. But again, thank you to everyone that's here this evening. Mr. Evans, is still here. Do you want to take a picture of some of them together up here or not? If you were tonight at this retirement day, if you'll come up front, we'll take one picture of everybody. I think that would be a very good idea. Thank you again for coming this evening.